You criminal, you think you can make us leave? Not a chance. We've been here for years, this house is ours now. You want us to leave? Forget it. Why didn't you just rot in prison? How dare you come back? In front of a bungalow, a nasty middle-aged woman stood with one hand on her hip, the other jabbing at a young man's forehead, hurling vicious insults without any regard for the other person's dignity. The young man being insulted was named Jimmy Yale, the original owner of the bungalow. The woman, Tina Lapwood, was his former neighbor and notoriously shrewish. Tina dared to insult Jimmy boldly because he had just been released from prison. Yet, he returned here with a heart full of hope for a new beginning, only to be met with this harsh reality. As he listened to her venomous curses, anger surged in Jimmy's chest. His face darkened, and he clenched his fist so tightly that his nails dug into his palms. Every word from Tina was like a knife to Jimmy's heart, causing excruciating pain. Neither of you are any good. Your mother's a homewrecker who seduced someone and gave birth to a bastard like you. No wonder you're not even allowed through the door. You deserve to rot in prison. Tina kept up her malicious tirade, driven by years of jealousy over Jimmy's mom's beauty. Now that Jimmy's mom had passed and he had just been released from prison, she felt no restraint in her insults. Sure, Jimmy was born out of wedlock, but his mom, Marilyn Casson, didn't seduce his dad. Jimmy's dad, Wayne Yale, came from the prestigious Yale family, which was well known across Nemours province. He had come to Larkhaven to expand the family business and accidentally met and fell in love with Marilyn. The chasm between their social standings meant their love was doomed. Wayne eventually abandoned the pregnant Marilyn under family pressure, opting instead for a marriage that suited the Yale family's status. Marilyn, left alone with the child, faced endless scorn in Larkhaven due to her beauty and widowhood. She was often envied by other women like Tina. Despite the hardships, Marilyn remained gentle and graceful, never arguing with others and raising Jimmy quietly. Under Marilyn's nurturing, Jimmy excelled academically, securing the top spot in Larkhaven for university entrance exams and enrolling in a prestigious university in the provincial capital. While at university, he successfully started his own company, and both his studies and business thrived, making Marilyn proud. Jimmy's company had grown significantly by the time he graduated, with assets hitting the billion mark. He was only 23 then. A year before his imprisonment, the Yale family sought him out, intending to reintegrate him and make him the heir. Though he wanted to sever ties with the illustrious family, he acceded to Marilyn's wish to acknowledge his lineage. This decision ruffled some feathers in the Yale family, leading to a betrayal and a 5-year prison stint. His mom was also killed, separating them forever. These memories always brought a dull ache to Jimmy's heart. Now, with Tina's taunts, his veins bulged, and he glared at her fiercely, demanding, "Say that again." Seeing Jimmy's beastly, murderous look, Tina felt a pang of fear. After all, she was just a woman, and he was a rumored criminal. She had no idea who she had provoked. Indeed, Jimmy had served 5 years, but she was unaware of what he endured inside. After Jimmy was framed, some members of the Yale family wanted to ensure he never had a chance to rise again. So, they stacked dozens of charges against him. Murder, arson, robbery, theft, even absurd accusations like stealing candy from children were thrown in. The verdict alone weighed over 10 pounds, a crime list as heavy as a mountain. It made national headlines then and was labeled one of the most prominent cases in Shannonville. Because of this, he was sent to the most terrifying prison in the land, a prison of death from which no one had ever walked out alive. Yet, instead of perishing inside, the man encountered a fateful opportunity. heavily guarded old man in the prison took him under his wing, and within 2 years, he had become an unparalleled martial arts master. He rose to become the prison's king, later summoned by the military during a foreign threat. Single-handedly, he vanquished numerous foes, decapitating over a dozen war god-level adversaries. Thereafter, no enemy dared to invade again. The military even brought him in to train elite troops, which led to the creation of the fierce Shannonville Guards. Jimmy led them in campaigns, deterring countless foreign forces, achieving legendary status as Shannonville's most enigmatic figure and a living myth. This was why he survived the prison. Those behind the Yale family never anticipated his return, equipped with formidable strength and a burning desire for vengeance. Having faced death on battlefields and bathed in blood, Jimmy's horror was terrifying. Tina, intimidated, instinctively stepped back but regained confidence, knowing her husband was inside. So what if I did a bastard from a whore? Slap. A resounding slap interrupted Tina, sending her flying. Jimmy's strength, surpassing that of a war god, was immense despite his restraint, swelling her face, drawing blood, and knocking out teeth. Hell! He's killing me. Stunned on the ground, Tina hadn't expected him to strike her, and she screamed hysterically, her loud voice echoing like a siren, alerting neighbors who emerged. Jimmy. How did he get out? Wasn't he sentenced for life? Maybe he escaped. Be careful, everyone. Neighbors murmured, surprised by his presence. What a waste. So brilliant in school, yet ended up on the wrong path. If he had stayed on track, he'd be successful now and a renowned figure. But with a criminal record, he's finished. Some sighed regretfully. Who dared bully you, dear? A gruff voice emerged from inside as a burly man came out. Seeing Jimmy, he charged angrily, You brat, looking for trouble at my house.